Hey guys, welcome to Teach Magic Scheme, where we try to turn our hindsight into your foresight. Now today, we're going to be talking a little bit, just offhand, about regrets. Now, one thing I've noticed is it's an interesting thing in which speaking to old people, young people, and in between. Young people, we normally regret like the things we did, like the failures, the mistakes, and all those kind of things. And when I speak to older people, they normally regret the things that they failed to do, the opportunities they didn't do, the people they didn't speak to, the opportunities they didn't take, the risks they didn't take. Especially, that's the reason why you see a lot of them, they'll be like, you're young, take the risk, you're young, take the risk. And a lot of the time we hold ourselves back because of one, fear, and two, because we may regret the outcome if it's negative. And surely there's a transition period between in the middle where you go from regretting the things you have done to regret the things you failed to do. Now, I'm a big believer in that the biggest risk in life is not taking a risk. And like, you can really hold yourself back. Understand, fear, there's a difference between danger and fear. Like, fear is not real, like in some sense. Fear is not real in the sense of like, as opposed to danger. Like, you don't need to be afraid of fire. If you go to that fire, it's going to burn you. But like, I have a fear of spiders, for example. Realistically, the spider is no real danger to you. Like an ant, people are afraid of ants. The ant is no real danger to you. They're more scared of you than you are of them. Obviously, if you have a phobia and if it actually is poisonous, that's different. But you understand what I'm saying? Most times there's a lot of fears that we use to hold ourselves back. And I'm going to talk about two fears. I'm going to talk about two fears that kind of encompasses all of this. One is the fear of failure. And when I say the fear of failure, I'm not just talking about the fear of failure, but also the fear of like disappointing somebody, not reaching your goals, not even getting there. And two, the fear of success. Okay, if I do it, would I be able to handle it? When I started, so if you don't know, obviously Teach Magic Scheme, but before I was also still doing a bead making thing in which I made handmade beaded accessories. And I remember at the time I had more of a fear of being successful, like and for some people it's like, if the thing blow, can I handle this much demand and stuff like that. And it's literally a fear that holds a lot of people back from doing it. Like, okay, some people, they're afraid, like, okay, if I take this job opportunity, it will take me to Spain or something like that. You haven't even applied, you don't even know if you get it. Like, nothing ventured, nothing gained. What I'm saying is, the best time to do anything, to take a risk, to do something, the best time was yesterday. The second best time is now. So if you have any ideas, any things you're trying to strive for, get up, do it. Just like, stop holding yourself back. Like, what's the meaning of this? Really and truly, like, yes, you might flop, you might fail, but failure is good. Like, okay, like, I really want people to understand that failure is good. Nobody who is successful got there without failing. And if you ever get to the point where you can get to the top without failing, then you have no foundation. It means that you will crumble. Now, the idea of like A students who work for C students. Do you know why that is? It's because let's be honest. Let's be very honest. On results day, who was crying more? Was it the A star student that missed the star and got an A? You wanted 3 A stars, got 2 A stars and an A. Or was it the person who was predicted, 4 Ds and got 3 E's? Or the person who was predicted 4 B's and got 2 C's and a D? Is that the person that was crying more, or was it the A star students that lost it? Like, the thing is, when you're not used to failing, when you get to a point where failure now hits you, you don't know how to bounce back. So the reason why the C students end up being the bosses for the A students is because they've already been accustomed to failure. They already understand the thing of failure. They already know that but there's no way but up. But if you're somebody that, exams, all these things come very easy to you, structure comes easy to you, it's really hard for you to kind of adapt and kind of shake it up. That's the reason why I tell people that there's a difference between intelligent and being smart. But ultimately, what comes down to it is just by action. Like, you can seem to be smart and intelligent in terms of the actions that you take. You can know all of these things, but know how to maneuver, strategy, all those things. So the main thing I'm saying, guys, is that regret, try to live life without regrets. And what does that mean? Not that you won't have any regrets, but take the path that leads to less regret. If you understand what I mean. You have an idea you want to start, you have something you want to pursue, use this time to do it. Like, there's no real reason why you should be wasting that time. Everyone always tells me, oh, they don't have time. In reality, some people don't have time. There's some people that can tell me they don't have time, and it makes sense why they don't have time. A lot of people haven't even tried. For a lot of people who started going to the gym, in the beginning, they didn't have time. But somehow their timetable readjusted. Maybe they had to wake up earlier. Maybe they had to do something different to now make it that, okay, between 5 and 6 in the morning, I'm going to do it. If you start trying to embark on it, you start finding ways to kind of like make it happen. So what I'm saying to you guys is, whatever idea you have, whatever thing you want to do in terms of life, whether it's talking to somebody, expressing something to somebody, putting some dreams to action, you like to sew, you like to draw, you like to act, you like to, do whatever, you like to drink, whatever it is you want to get good at, you have to put some time into it, because time is the most valuable thing you have in this life. And anytime you use on regretting, like, okay, cool, you're going to go speak to that person, you're going to go say hi to that person, the worst thing this person can say is no, sigh, bye. Once you realize those are the worst things they can say, then you can, you put it behind you. Because realistically, if I wouldn't be doing this in front of this camera if I let no's stop me. And yeah, I'm not saying, I guess everyone gets sad, and none of this is easy. Easier said than done, but it's up to you to decide how you like to be. Regretting in the future of stuff that you failed to do, I've said this, I think I've said this to somebody before. A lot of people we know, aunties, uncles, older people, we all hear them like they say, they could have been this person, they could have raced Usain Bolt, they could have been an astronaut, they could have been a ballerina, they could have been the biggest artist in the world, but they didn't try. And now they low-key regret it. And that's up to you to decide whether you want to see yourself in 30 years time saying, oh, I wish I could have been this. Up to you guys, but I hope you're doing good, and take care. Bye. Love.